Hi everybody, welcome to the channel. My name's Mike, this is Build and Tinker. I hope you're having a great day. Today we're continuing to build the 1966 Batmobile. We're on issues 15 and 16 now, and we've pretty much completed the engine, and soon we're going to start being able to put some of the chassis together. They're going to be really short video today because there's actually not a great deal to do, but I'll show you how we get that put together. We're going to mount the engine into part of the chassis in the next video. But before that, I'm going to show you a few little repairs that I did on the engine. So you might recall in one of the previous videos I managed to actually damage a couple of parts of the engine, and the parts that I broke were this here, which is a fuel filter on the bottom of the fuel pump. The brass piece snapped off, so we super glued that back into place, and the other part was this mount here, which had a little plastic stud that's supposed to go into the engine block, and I managed to snap the stud off. It does happen. These parts are small, they're fragile, and if you're anything like me, sometimes I'm a little heavy-handed. But a little bit of super glue, and you'd never know the difference. So those bits have been glued back together, and hopefully that means they'll stay there. So we're just going to be a bit gentle around those areas. So let's get started then with issue 15. So here we have the parts for issue 15, and it's quite a big piece, and it's all metal. So let's take this out of the packet. And there's actually only two parts. So we've got a piece of hose, quite a long piece of hose, and we have a large piece of chassis. I don't know if this is front or rear, we'll find out in a minute. And we have a screwdriver. Always handy to have screwdrivers. Again, as many of you will have noticed, I don't use the stock ones, so we'll get rid of that. I've got some really nice Vera ones I bought from Mike Lane. So we start by taking the piece of hose and our engine. Let's grab the engine off the side here. And we're going to attach the hose to the piece that I glued on earlier. So let's hope I glued it on well. So I'm going to hold it steady with one hand, and we're just going to gently push the hose onto that stud. And that's all we need to do. I'm not sure where this hose goes, but it's a fuel line, I think, so it's probably going to go back to the fuel tank. It's quite long. It's clearly long enough to go most of the length of the car. And that's it for that step. Pop the engine back over here, next to my supercharger from my Hachette Ford Falcon. The next step is to actually remove something. These large pieces often come with a brace to stop them getting bent in transit. So we're just going to take the screwdriver and we're going to remove the brace. Again, we don't need this part, it's not part of the model, it's purely essentially transport packaging. I said it was going to be a short one. That is it. That is literally everything we need to do for stage 15. So pretty simple. So let's crack on and get the 16th issue out and see what we have to do there. So these are the parts for issue 16, and we've got a couple of pieces of chassis. They've also given us some tweezers. So let's get the tweezers out. I've got a few of these different tweezer sets from different model part works. They're normally okay, but not great. I would say if you're going to do a lot of modelling, get yourself a decent set of tweezers. I've got a pack, I'll show you in one of the next videos, with a whole range of different tweezers with different ends, and it's really useful to have those. So our first step is to take out the chassis rail here and the cross member, and we'll just place them on the bench there. It's a bit easier for you to see. So far as I can tell, this cross member is symmetrical, so it doesn't matter which way round it goes. In the centre there's a cutout. This cross member has a large tab with 3 holes in it, and we're going to put the cross member into that gap, and we're going to take a GM screw if we can get it open. And simply screw these 2 pieces together. And that's it for stage 1. The next stage is to take the chassis element that we built previously, which is down here. I'm going to lay it upside down on the bench, and this cross member just slots into this end of the chassis here. And there are 2 screw holes to line up with the 2 holes in this cross member. I don't know if you can see that. There's 2 holes in the cross member. They literally just lay straight over the top of that. A couple of EM screws hold that in place. And there we have the chassis assembled with the cross rail, and there we go. That's the right way up, and that is it for this issue. I'm not really sure what the tweezers were for. We didn't use them. I'm guessing we'll need them soon. But there we are. Really short video today because there wasn't a lot to do on either of those issues. But it's really great to have a big piece of the chassis already assembled, because the car now will start to feel like it's going to come together, and we start to see some big pieces. It's always exciting when you start to get some of the larger pieces come together and you start putting the engine in and all of that. So really looking forward to getting the next issues done. So I hope you enjoyed the video. It was brief, but hopefully we'll see you again next time. If you did enjoy it, click like, click subscribe. It really helps grow the channel. See you next time. Take care.